Training is often treated as the solution to a change, but training alone does not create sustainable change. So the question for you to ask is not, do we need training? The question to ask is, what kind of training helps people adopt and change how they work? In this two-part series, I'm going to share 7 elements needed to design training and support adoption. In a previous video, I shared why sustainable change requires more than training. Training can build awareness, it can introduce new knowledge and help people develop new skills, but it can't carry the full weight of a transition by itself. For training to support change, it needs to be connected to the work that people are doing prior to the change. It must align with the behaviors that they'll be expected to adopt, the reinforcement they will receive, and any of the environment they're expected to perform in. I look for 7 key elements when designing or evaluating a training program to support organizational change. These 7 elements distinguish between training that simply delivers content and training that will support change. So grab something to write with and let's explore the first 3 elements. Element number 1, context. I delivered a change leadership workshop several years ago and I asked participants why they had come. And one of the participants said, I don't know, my boss told me to come. That response revealed so much about why training doesn't stick. He may have learned something useful that day, but he was not prepared for learning. He didn't understand why the training mattered and how it connected to his work or what change it was meant to support. Think about a teenager learning to drive. Before that first lesson, they usually know why driving matters. They can picture the freedom, the independence, all of the opportunities driving will allow for them. And because that context is clear, the lesson focuses on the rules of the road and the skills of driving. Your employees need that same clarity before training begins. Without context, people may complete the training, but the learning is unlikely to stick. Element number 2, purpose. One reason training fails is that it's expected to carry a load it was never designed to carry. Leaders will often assume that once people receive the training, they'll automatically adopt the new way of working. There's also often an expectation that training can resolve the uncertainty, the anxiety, or the apprehension people may be feeling about the change. I've heard many leaders say when people have expressed concerns, oh, don't worry about that. We're going to provide training. Training can't do everything. That's why you need to set a clear purpose for the training. Is it meant to build awareness, develop specific knowledge, strengthen their confidence in a skill they already have, or build a new specific skill or set of skills to use a new system or process? When your purpose is clear, you can then identify what people will need before the training and what reinforcement they will need afterwards. It's key as a leader that you're clear about the role that training is meant to play in adoption. Otherwise, your training may be expected to solve problems that are better addressed through more communication, conversation, coaching, policy, or other types of support needed for the change. That's why it's key for you to know the role training is meant to play in the adoption cycle. Because otherwise you risk expecting your training to solve problems that are better addressed through communication, coaching, reinforcement, or other environmental changes. Element number 3, perceived capability. During change, we often ask ourselves a really quiet question. Can I succeed in this new environment? And the answer to that question isn't based only on what you as a leader tell them. It's filtered through our own belief system about what we can and can't do. Perceived capability is the mental model that we hold about our ability to engage in any activity. Before we try something new, whether it's learning new software, using a new process, or working in a new environment in any way, we assess whether success feels possible. If your employees doubt their ability to adopt the change, then training alone will not move them forward. Perceived capability influences expectations about the activity. It influences our persistence, our problem solving, and our willingness to stay with the discomfort of learning. That's why you need to intentionally build perceived capability before, during, and after training. And to build it requires more than just information. People need experiences, support, and a chance to see the behaviors and engage with it in a safe way. They need to be able to say to themselves, I can do this. I have a previous video on perceived capability, and I'll include the link in the description box below. So take a moment, reflect on your most recent training that you attended. Can you easily identify the context of the training, the purpose, and whether perceived capability was incorporated? If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications turned on so you don't miss the final 4 key elements for designing a training program that will support change, which I'll share in next week's video. Thanks for watching.